No, it just
But then you've got the weather, haven't you?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people last year drawing the comparisons between like Goldstone and what have you there, times, and there's a lot of comments, wasn't there? Like, oh, they would have been second in elite, and
do you know?
But you're talking about the track. At least they were riding on the same day.
Yeah,
and there might have been inclement weather.
But
there was definitely a track difference this time around.
Yeah, I love the weather and I love the drama it brings. But there is also part of it that is mega annoying. And like, you know, we've seen people win in the dry when everyone else is going down in the wet.
Yeah.
And it's just such a... I mean, what a stinger to win.
Well,
to have the asterisks.
Yeah, so you could talk about... Also, when I came around to us, Bernard was in a hot seat. The weather had come in.
Dude,
And we were excited, but it would always be... And again, you know, X many years' time, no one will remember.
No, when you're 50 at
if he had
to be honest, when I'm 50
would there be? Is it one of those
champ,
like
you know what I mean?
asterisks against it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you would have been stoked to win, but would he have rather it been like a? Because that's the thing. Like at Leogang, when we had the weather issue as well.
Yeah.
And I think Troy's mechanic, they on a vlog thing I watched for that, and he's like, we don't care what the weather is as long as it's the same for everyone.
Yeah.
Really.
It is annoying, and I think those asterisks are a pain because, especially, you know, let's say Kolb, for instance, he's ridden, he's worked for 9 years and just got a win, and if it has an asterisk, it's like that's nearly a decade of work to get something that people are gonna talk about if he had won in the rain. Yeah. If he had won in the dry and everyone else had gone in the rain or whatever.
Then he'd be like, oh yeah, but it was always, yeah.
Weather is annoying, actually, yeah, with downhill racing.
But you can't control it, and it's part of the sport, isn't it?
Love a wet race, but as long as it's wet for everyone, yeah. But also, it does make you think, doesn't it, that track changes and that... I mean, no one's riding the same track, especially down something like Val de Sol.
Yeah, because, well, yeah... You see get the track breakdown.
Yeah, you see some of those turns and you just think...
And there was part of that with the turns where they start off, you see some of the ones they're hitting and they're, you know, I think there's a couple of those, said like even the commentators that has that corner now reached its point, it's blown through.
What is it, elastic threshold?
It says elastic limit. That corner's reached its elastic, it's beyond elastic limit.
Yeah.
And then you just think you've got the other guys coming down.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting to see like, oh, they're going to put a front wheel through it.
Yeah. And it's a real shame when they do.
But I think that's when the experience comes in, isn't it? You're going to... You know, the guys have been on the circuit for X many years. They're going to know, or maybe they count for track degradation.
This is the problem with the weather, right? Because you then have casualties of the weather. I've got a list of people who I thought were like casualties of the weather almost. Like, Minari's been puzzling for a bit and he's had to swap out I think he was working on his rear end of his bike and changing frames and whatever. He said he had troubles. I should have looked at the interview more, but
he's a tinkerer. He's always looking, isn't he?
But he came down in the wet, and I think at the pace they're going at, as soon as you have one moment, it just changes how you attack everything. And I think they're the
Well, we were chatting about it at the time, weren't we?
Yeah.
So if you're going down that track at a given speed, and you've built up to that speed throughout the few days, you know the limit of your grip.
Yeah.
I assume you learn, you know, if we go riding, you hit a couple of turns, you're like, right, that's the grip limit today. You it's like you feel it, don't you?
Yeah.
If that then suddenly changes halfway through your race run, or you've got no idea and you drop out the start gate, and within the first turn you're like, well, that's greasy.
Yeah.
Then it's just a reset, isn't it?
It was real hard from the broadcast.
You must back off.
Yeah, 100%.
You just can't ride how you...
It was very hard from the broadcast to work out which bits were actually wet, because you could see like the bike park hard pack turns when they're obviously undercover. You could see that visibly that riders were like backing off a bit into them. Maybe there was a few crashes, and some of the rocks looked like completely gloss, but without being there was also sections where dust was still flying.
Still
so it
was they were getting tarred and feathered on the way down.
Yeah, they were literally. It's well hard to work out from the broadcast, but like certainly there were weather people that didn't do as well. I don't know whether Bruni I would put in there, Luca I'd probably put in there. I mean, did you see Jacob Jewett, the pivot save?
He definitely
big and
saves. We can talk about some saves.
Yeah,
Breeden as well.
Oh my! Whoa.
He's I think Milway needs. Well, maybe I was going to say Milway needs to get him on the more bench press, but actually. He did max
I think
bench
Jim
press.
saved his life.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see him roll out of that. I mean, how fast is that?
Do they don't
Doing
that's
a
not what they
one-arm
got speed
bench
track,
press.
but that's insane.
It's
That bit of
so
track is so
fast.
fast.
He did actually roll around the berm on the clip I saw. I think it stopped. He did actually roll away from it.
He rolled out over the back of the berm. I think he ended up on the four-cross track, cross-country track.
Did he? Yeah.
He went through 2 lots of tape. And
Yeah. Who did I see? Someone went outside of the... Hey, riveting listen, this is. But someone went outside of the markers in a mistake. And you saw like the... what do we call it? The marshals. They got an instant DQ. And they just go outside of the markers. And I did think I saw that there's less tape, isn't there?
Yeah, they've just got the markers now, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think they tape sections where it's possibly hard to define the markers because they're given height. So like, if you've got like fadeaway sections or something.
As a positive, the tracks look good.
Yeah.
I think it's a positive change, the tracks. I think they've made them look really good. But yeah,
do you think they should bring in like a again, probably impossible to judge it. But do you think they should, if you go, I mean, if you cut a corner entirely, then obviously DQ.
Yeah.
But do you think there should be a little bit of like, if you just happen to go slightly right of, I mean, you're talking an inch, one side of the marker than the other.
Yeah.
Should there be a bit of, well, did you gain an advantage from that?
I don't think it can.
But then I don't think you can. No, through saying that, it's like, well, then, if you know you can push it a little bit, you just, the riding line then maybe moves.
And what happens
then where do you stop?
In the championship chase if one rider crashes and then one goes outside the marker?
So while saying that, we also decided that you can't, it's got to be black and white.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type the Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!